All right, welcome back to another edition of Real Riders Ride. I'm your host, The Spoiler, and today we have two special guests with us. You are?
I'm Luke Johnson from Colorado.
And I'm Holly Hurst from Virginia.
Okay, and they are here checking out the Meeting of the Minds conference, hosted by ABATE of Wisconsin, and along with the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now, how long you been riding?
Probably 12 years.
12 years?
Yeah.
How'd you get into it?
I had an uncle that I grew up around. I grew up in his garage with Harleys and hot rods.
Gotcha. And you?
I kind of have the same background, except my parents both ride. I think I got my first bike to ride in the field when I was about 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I got my motorcycle learner's permit when I got my driver's license permit. So I've just kind of had it all from the beginning. And I guess I just got into it because I don't think I really had a choice in the matter. But
Gotcha. Now, what brought both of you into the motorcycle rights and ABATE, Motorcycle Riders Foundation? What got you into that? Being that a lot of folks I've interviewed today have had a few gray hairs, right?
Right.
But you two, definitely younger than them, because that's been a burning issue here.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, where I come from, is I had an uncle that was involved in ABATE in Nebraska.
Okay.
And I guess I got into ABATE more along the lines of finding people to ride with, finding guys to ride with, and then spending time with those people. You realize how much your rights mean to you, and that it's a pretty big thing going on right now that people are unaware, especially the younger generation or my generation. They're just unaware of how important it is to protect those rights.
Okay.
That keep us free.
So my father actually founded an SMRO in Virginia called Virginia Bikers Association.
Okay.
For people more in our area. And so I just kind of got involved with that. We founded that in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 16 years old, I held an office. I was secretary in that organization. So I kind of grew up understanding what my rights meant to me because, when I was younger, we didn't have the same rights that we do now. Like, I've grown up watching things kind of evolve in motorcycle rights. Things we didn't used to be able to do in Virginia, we can do now. We can ride two abreast. That was the most recent thing, we really got done. There's only 2 states left in the United States where you couldn't ride two abreast.
Okay.
And we finally got that done. I know when I was a kid, you couldn't have 8 fingers in Virginia over a certain height. Then we got that changed. So I guess to me, I got to grow up seeing how things changed for motorcycle rights.
Firsthand.
Yes. So
Okay.
to me, that's important, is showing people how your rights can change as a motorcyclist,
Sure.
but we have to fight for them. It's not just going to change on its own. So.
Right. One piece of legislation can change some big things.
Right.
Forwards or back.
Right.
Right.
And it's also important. I don't think people realize, like you mentioned, backwards, things can go opposite for us. And it's up to us to make sure that they don't. They can always put in new legislation that takes away our rights. And
Sure.
I don't think people realize that we fight for that as well as just the helmet law and other things.
Right. It's not just always about
Right.
the helmet law. That's not the only legislation.
Yeah.
that's
Right.
going on.
And if you don't keep up with it or have no idea what's going on, this could go away without anybody's knowledge.
Sure.
And I think that's why we're here. I think
Right.
It's kind of like, I always kind of think of it as if somebody takes away a grape, people don't notice until all the grapes are
All
gone.
the grapes are gone.
So-
That's a good analogy.
it's good.
And the thing is always what we're trying to do here is to encourage people to get involved, because a lot of those people that are in the fight are getting older, and one by one you start to lose that culture. Now you've got nobody else that can pick up the fire and keep moving forward. So is there anything else out here that you'd like to impart to the YouTube family here?
I think just getting involved with your the state at the state level, get involved, and I think that's why I'm here, is because I'm like her. I don't have a background of at what's going on
Sure.
at the A-bait level, and so I'm new to it.
Okay.
But that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn. At the meeting of the minds, I think it's a lot of knowledgeable people here, and I think you go spend time with these people. They might be old, but they're very knowledgeable and just great people to be around.
Sure.
I mean, and
At the end of the day, they're bikers.
at the end of the day, they're
Who
good
would want to be
people.
around a biker?
Yeah, awesome.
Anything else?
So I have a couple of things that I think could help. One of the things is, I know I'm not a sport bike rider, but I ride an old school Harley. It's flat black, totally old school.
Gotcha.
But so I'm not big on sport bikes, but I can respect them. And I think there is a lot of the older people that don't like sport bikes and other types of motorcycles. And I think that's a bridge that we need to kind of cross, because I know, we might not like them. That might not be our thing, but they're riders too.
Mhm.
And they have the same rights that we do. And, we just need to all come together, because together we're strong, but separate we're weak.
Oh, that is for
So,
sure. That's for sure.
So I just think that's one thing that we kind of need to come together on. How can we get them involved with us? Because, that is kind of culturally different, but in the end, we all need to come together for our rights to ride. So I think that's one thing that we should kind of come together on. And another thing that we kind of do, we just started a new ride this year that goes from one tip of Virginia to the other tip of Virginia. So, and our thing is that we told people this year, we started this year, and the thing we told people was bring back 2 friends next year. So I think if we start doing that and we say bring 2 friends with you to the meeting,
Sure.
before they join, they can come check it out, they can come see what it's like. I just think that would be a cool thing. Give everybody a goal to bring a friend or 2 back. So
Sure. Sure.
maybe that would help.
Yeah.
Maybe, tell everybody, hey, find somebody young and bring them to our meeting.
And you don't have to necessarily agree with what I think. It's just being involved.
Right.
Once you're involved, it keeps it alive.
Right.
That
Like,
is for sure.
I know our state reps all have a lot of different opinions when they take their vote and everything. So, but at the end, we're all coming together for
Oh, yeah.
what we believe in.
Because
So,
a lot of the laws that are passed, they affect everybody.
Right.
It's on 2 wheels, not
Right.
just one segment or another.
Right.
Except for the 8
right.
Okay. Anything else?
I think that's
Okay.
it. We could probably talk all day, but
Well, you got a free form. So you always got to use it. Anytime you get in camera time, use it to your advantage. Okay? All right. With that, we're going to wrap up another segment of Real Riders Ride. I'm your host, Spoiler, and I will see you on